Oh gosh, guys, the lava has reached the defense walls in Grindavik, and are they going to hold? Because it's quite an intense flow. Would we have guessed that when we saw where the eruption is? We were like, the first few minutes, we were like, yeah, great, it's in the area where we have seen the December 18th eruption and the February eruption. So we were kind of like, yeah, I don't think it's going to Grindavik, but it seems it's testing the defense walls of Grindavik like the January eruption already did. The defense walls are now finished, and they're saying they're high enough, but it is quite a powerful eruption. And at first we thought, yeah, it's not that powerful like the February one, but it seems now that it's the opposite, that it could exceed the events that happened on February 8th. So what do we know? So the lava flows very, very easily and very spreads out, and it recharges, and it's finding new channels all the time. So what is happening with the defense walls? So the defense walls in Grindavik are being touched by the lava, as it seems from the picture. So the lava has reached the defense walls, and the flow is quite heavily in a southerly direction from the center of the eruptions. So the experts are saying that the defense walls are assumed to hold the lava from flowing into Grindavik. So the lava is flowing along the defense walls right now to the eastern side of town. So the defense walls are diverting the lava to the eastern side of the town. So there are small gaps in the defense walls as of yet, but they haven't closed these gaps yet, and they're saying we don't have to close them yet unless the lava flow will become considerably larger than what it is now. Also, what some experts have said, if that eruption is not dying down quickly and the lava keeps flowing as it does, then there are other areas in danger that we didn't basically have on the map so far the last few months, and that could be the road Swartsengi and houses near the town of Raun. They could be in some danger if the lava has an easy way past the defense areas. So that is something that needs to be monitored as well. But you know, the most critical thing is the lava is now flowing along the defense walls to the east side of Grindavik. There is also a new hazard map that has just been released by the Icelandic Meteorological Office, and of course they have increased the hazard level. If you look at the map, the deep purple area, that is basically the area where we see the current eruption happening right now, and the red areas are the areas that are basically at a high danger of lava flow. You see there's Grindavik, there is the Swartsengi area with the blue lagoon and the power plant, and there's the area north of Swartsengi where we have already seen a significant lava flow in the last eruption in February, and then you see zone 6 there, it could flow in there as well. What is the speed at which this lava is flowing? So according to the Coast Guard, they have looked at it with a helicopter. So they're basically saying the lava is making way about 1 kilometer per hour. So quite fast. We remember in the February eruption, it made 4.5 kilometers towards the power plant in the Blue Lagoon to reach the defense walls there. So this time I have a feeling that it is a little bit faster, but this remains to be seen. So, but you see that new hazard maps, it is quite dark and quite red. It has the highest hazards levels that we have available in this hazard warning system. So the force of the eruption, if that remains unchanged, it is also a possible scenario that the lava will reach the sea just east of the Porklatlu, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'll try it, Thorkatlu neighborhood in Grindavik, because the defense walls are diverting the lava east, so it could flow down there towards the sea, because we know Grindavik is located by the sea, and of course the land is sloping down towards the sea, so there's no high elevations there, so it could flow into the sea. All work equipment to close potential gaps that they still have open for exit routes at Grindavik in the defense walls and at the Swartsengi Blue Lagoon area. So all work equipment is in operation to close these gaps at Grindavik and of course then the Blue Lagoon, and more employees are on standby should they need more personnel, if they should need more larger measures to be taken to prevent the lava from damaging critical infrastructure and residential areas. The problem that could occur if the lava flows into the sea is that dangerous gases could be formed. So we know right now there's quite a bit of smoke that is basically more being blown to the eastern region. The Icelandic MET Office has released this map here where it shows where the smoke is going. But you know, there's a new threat by dangerous gases if the lava is mixed with seawater. So the Icelandic Meteorological Office, one of their experts, says that there are some chances that if the lava flow continues at a similar rate that it has right now, that the lava will flow into the sea as early as in the next few hours, so not in a lot of time. So the chances are very high because the eruption has always lasted for a few hours, a day and a half sort of thing. So I don't think it'll die down within the next 1 to 2 hours. So that's a high probability. So, and if the lava flows into the sea, explosions can occur and dangerous gases can be formed. So I'll quote an expert of the Meteorological Office, Einar Bessi Gesson, and he says there could be small explosions that would create a danger closest to the lava tongue or to where the lava is flowing that would go out into the sea, as well as the formation of dangerous gases when the sea and the lava melt. It could create a danger right there next to the lava and the next few hundred meters around that area. So that would be a scenario that we haven't seen the last few months in the last events and eruptions. So that remains to be seen if that's happening or not. But my gut feeling is it's very, very likely because the lava is flowing so fast. And if it only needs a few more hours, I mean, it has already reached the defense walls in Grindavik. And from there, Grindavik is right by the sea. It doesn't have to flow far. It takes it a little bit longer because it's diverted by the defense walls to go around Grindavik, and it can't flow right through, but that's just a little bit of a diversion. So I think in an hour or two max, it will reach the sea if it continues like this. And what is the lava flow doing that's flowing towards the Swartsengi area, towards the road Grindavik? So it seems that the lava is already almost there, just a few meters away from the road Grindavik. You see it on that map here. That's the main evacuation road for the Blue Lagoon and also Grindavik, basically. And that has been destroyed. You see it also here by the last lava flow. So only less than 200 meters away from Grindavik, and it's only about a kilometer away from the hot water pipeline that goes out from the Swartsengi power plant and from high voltage lines, which run out north from Swartsengi to serve the parts of the Reykjanes Peninsula. So this is not good. So it also can be estimated that lava will reach the road in probably like 40 minutes or something like this. If we know the lava flows with 1 kilometer per hour sort of thing, maybe less than that. So will the hot water pipes be destroyed again? Will we see the same problem that we already had at the last eruption in February? Will the households be without hot water again? Will they have to heat with electric heaters again? But we knew last time that has blown the power grid. So authorities warned only 1 electric heater per household. Do not put one in every room. The power grid will not sustain that. They also ask people not to charge their electric cars. So like I said, 5 days some households were without heat, because that power plant not only serves Grindavik, it serves the neighboring communities and basically the southern western Reykjanes Peninsula, and it has also affected the Keflavik airport. They did not have heat in there as well. So this is critical, and let's hope the power lines will not be affected, because then it's even worse if there's no power and there is no heat. So this is also something that needs to be monitored closely, and I think very, very, very shortly we will see what is happening and where it's flowing. But since the eruption just started and the lava has already reached that far, I don't think it'll stop now, because then the eruption basically would have to stop right away, and that's not happening, right? There's no signs that this is happening. So wow, guys, I'll definitely keep you updated, because you have to understand, since the lava, I have a fly in my face, I can't believe this. Okay, so since the lava is now flowing towards the high voltage lines that run from the power plant in the Swartsengi area north to all these communities, so there could be really a serious problem. And the production manager at the power plant has said in an interview that if the swartsengi line fails, basically the 2 electricity generating machines at the power plant in Swartsengi will have to be taken down. So but they're saying that it would not be a problem for the residents in the area, but it could mean cuts for heavy users of electricity in the neighboring areas. So not good, guys, but they are saying they have invested in emergency equipment so that they could maintain electricity at the power plant, and therefore still produce hot water and pump it into the system. So they say if the electricity fails, only the electricity, this will not have an impact on the water delivery system. But if the lava flows over the hot water pipes again, and then of course it will. But they have other high voltage power lines ready for connection to bridge if something fails there. But it's not a good situation. So the hot water pipeline that goes from Swartsengi out to the communities has been dug into the ground, and the soil has filled over it in a long parts, so that if the lava flows over it, it's considered that it might hold. So hopefully enough soil has been put over it so that it won't melt and then still damage the power plants. So they're saying our plans assume that lava can flow over there and the pipes will be intact underneath, because a lot of soil was placed over it and compacted well, creating kind of a lava bridge. So let's hope that this works this time, right? They've tried last time, but they weren't able to conduct the work fast enough. And then there's an update from the Civil Defense from Vidya Reinesen. He's the director at the Civil Protection Agency, and he reports that they are preparing for the possibility of lava flowing over both roads, Grindavik and Suðurstrandarvegur. So he says, quote, "We are considering scenarios where lava flows over both roads and continues into the surrounding lava fields that have already been there, and then further south, meaning that they could possibly cross the other road that exits there, right? The Suðurstrandarvegur, and then potentially flow into the sea." So why is he saying that? He's mentioning eyewitnesses that are at the scene, and they're reporting that the tip of the lava, the tongue of the lava is significantly wider and thicker than the lava tongue that we have seen in the February eruptions. So he states also that operators of critical infrastructure are ready to deal with the forthcoming challenges that this massive lava flow could bring. So also, the problem is if the lava flows over both roads, there's fiber optic cables that are located along both roads, and their damage could disrupt telecommunications in the areas. So yeah, that lava could do a lot of damage. And another proof or eyewitness report that this lava is really flowing fast. There were RUV from the local television station journalists who were at the eruption site, and then they really had to quite hurry to move away because that lava began to stream towards them. So one reporter mentioned that she was just north of Silingerfell along with a cameraman when they observed that the lava was very, very liquid. And then they decided to move up on a hill when the edge of the lava flow came within about 50 meters of their location where they had been standing and reporting about that eruption. So that's why the authorities say this is not a tourist eruption. Just stay away. Just not only the lava, but also like the gases and the fumes. And there's a lot of smoke right now. So guys, as always, if you're new here, please subscribe to get the latest updates as always, and check out my site buymeacoffee.com/silky. I release updates and maps and everything there, and if you subscribe there, that's totally for free. I'll send you emails whenever there is an eruption so that you're notified right away and that you're on the pulse with me, guys. And thank you so much for your support that you're giving me on that site there and here in the supers. You guys are just lovely and awesome, and thanks so much for that, guys. And stay tuned. The next update is already in the works, so to speak, because that lava keeps flowing, and every minute there is something new. So this is kind of a live reporting, and I'm sending this one out quickly, and then I'll prepare the next one. So also, if you want to know more about how this happened and more about the locations, check out the videos in the end screen. There's more information about the current eruption, and I'll see you very, very soon, guys. Stay safe.